If you can't shift your lower belly fat and you feel stuck, listen to this video because I'm going to cut through all the noise. Every coach will tell you it's your insulin, your cortisol levels, your hormones, and it's complete bollocks. For 99% of lads, it's got nothing to do with your hormones, okay? You are eating more than you think, and you're not as lean as you think. Let me show you the 3 reasons it's the last to go and how you're actually going to burn that lower belly fat. You'll be surprised by the last one as well. It's something that people don't talk about often, so make sure you stick around for that. The first reason, and it's got nothing to do with your insulin or your hormones, it's the fact your tracking is all over the place. You are not accounting for the food that you're eating properly. And if you're not accounting for it properly, how the fuck can you manage it? Okay, you're not trying to go from 30 to 25% body fat now. You're trying to get rid of that lower belly fat. You need to be more meticulous with this now. You swear you're on low food, but you're eyeballing everything. A handful of this, a handful of that here and there, a bit of oil on that food. And there's calories coming in from places you don't even know. The gaps in your tracking, the fact you couldn't tell me how many calories you've been having in the last couple of weeks accurately are the reason you're stuck. So for the next 2 weeks, you're going to track everything meticulously, okay? The fruit, the veg, any sauces you might have, any drinks you might have that contain calories, teas, coffees, alcohol at the weekends, anything at the weekends, to be honest. And you're going to have a extremely meticulous log of everything you've been eating. I guarantee you're having more calories by the end of that than you realize, okay? And then you're going to see the gaps that you need to do. You can start by reducing a couple hundred calories off of that, and that should start to get things moving in the right direction. Alongside this, you're going to be weighing yourself daily, taking an average weight for the week. That way you can actually see if your scale weight is coming down on an average and not just one stab in the dark if you're weighing yourself once a week. Chances are you're eating more calories than you think, and that's got nothing to do with your hormones, okay? That is a fork in your mouth problem. So fix that and watch the scale start coming down in the right direction. But let's just say your tracking is completely perfect and you've got that fixed now, okay? There is still a reason why lower belly fat will hang on there, okay? And it's down to your genetics. Before we get into the next point, I've put a free calorie calculator in the description below, which is built off of all of my methodologies. It's a lot more advanced than a typical calorie calculator. So download that, it's completely free, and that will help you set up your deficit. Now back into the video. Okay, you can have your tracking completely on point. It can be completely perfect, but there is a reason it clings to your lower belly fat specifically, okay? And it's something that not a lot of people talk about. Your lower belly fat isn't stubborn, it's just the last thing in the queue, okay? Think about it. Why does your body need fat on its arms, on its legs, on your limbs? It doesn't. Survival, put your body fat around your organs. It makes complete sense when you start to think of it like that, okay? For 99% of men, typical male body fat storage, it will be in that lower abdomen area. On the flip side, if you look at females, okay, females will hold a lot of body fat around their boobs, their bum, and their legs. It is just how we're wired. You cannot help that. What you've got to remember here is you are only as lean as your fattest body part. So my arms, for example, they stay pretty shredded year round. But my lower belly is where I'll start to see fat gain. Lower belly and lower back are typically the 2 best areas to measure where your true body fat percentage is actually sitting. It's not that this fat can't be burned or won't be burned. It's just the fact that it is essentially last in the queue to be burned. So you've got to carry on going and you've got to get leaner. And this is where people start to get caught out. There'll be a sweet spot where your body will still want to come down, okay? So if you're coming from 30 to 20%, that'll be a positive improvement in how you feel, your energy levels, etc. But if you're going from 15 to 10%, that's going to start to be a negative feeling, okay? You're going to start to have low energy, okay? You're going to be a lot hungrier. You're going to be unproportionately hungrier, to be honest. Your hunger hormones will start to play around a little bit more. And that is, again, a survival mechanism. Our bodies are made to survive. Being sub 15% body fat has no benefit to you, apart from you're going to look absolutely sick. I've been there for the last 4 or 5 years, every single year, sub 10% body fat. And I can tell you now, it comes down to an energy availability perspective and it comes down to a low body fat perspective. This is where a lot of guys will fall off. They can't get down lower because it gets a lot harder to get lower. You can't get away with the stuff you got with before, and that is why people think it starts to become stubborn, when the only thing that is stubborn is their adherence to the plan. So make sure that you're adhering to your plan and you will start to see that body fat come down. It's just going to be a bit of a slower process, right? And then there's one more reason, to be honest, why you look softer when you do take that body fat off than you think. It isn't about losing more body fat at all. It's actually about the opposite. It's about building muscle. It's about building the physique out. The more muscle mass you have on your physique, the leaner you're going to look anyway. So 2 guys at 15% body fat, if one had a shitload more muscle, he is going to look bigger. An extra 5 to 10 pounds of muscle mass on you is going to make you look bigger and better when you get there. If you haven't got enough muscle and you try and cut down, you're just going to get there and you're just going to look skinny fat. And if that sounds like where you're right at the minute, I put a video here I recorded on how to fix being skinny fat, okay, how to get out of it with a full year roadmap on that. So make sure you give that video a watch. But if you've been cutting and you feel like you're just getting worse and worse as you do get leaner, stop cutting. It's going to be time for you to get into a growing phase and put on that muscle, okay? It is that delayed gratification for future you. We'll thank you for it. So your lower belly fat has got nothing to do with your hormones, it hasn't got anything to do with your insulin. Your body is not broken. It's very easy to sit and try and overcomplicate these things and point the finger at something that you feel like you can't fix, because that mitigates all of that responsibility that you should have to take. Chances are you're probably eating more than you think you are, so be meticulous with that tracking. You might not be as lean as you're expecting to be as well, because you're looking at other areas, okay? Look at your lower belly, look at your lower back. They're gonna be the telltale signs, okay? It is genetics, they are gonna be the last areas to come off, so you have got to continue to carry on chipping away at it. And you might just not have enough muscle to look as good as you wanna look when you get to that level of body fat. If you fix those areas, I can guarantee you're not gonna be struggling with this sort of thing again. I have put a link below for my one-to-one coaching if you would like me to help guide you through that process to fix that and make sure you never hit these plateaus again. On top of that, remember, download the free calorie calculator. That will get you started. But thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you found this video useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.